Okay, so I know what you're thinking. Such a topic is pretty asinine and has such an obvious answer. A PC is my desktop/laptop, and a console is pretty easily my PS4, Xbox One, or whatever else is out there on the market. The simple concept of what both of these are actually struck me as pretty obvious as well until pretty recently. What exactly is a PC and what exactly is a console? And what exactly is it that differentiates the two when it comes to gaming? Well, first let's try and take a look at what consoles and PCs are and see if we can get a clear distinction of the two. Webster defines a PC as a personal computer. Well, okay. Webster's most clear definition of what a console is defines it as an electronic system that connects to a display, as a television set, and is primarily used to play video games. Well, using these definitions, that would make my calculator a personal computer, and my console could be my Steam Link that I use to play video games, connecting my PC to my projector. I don't think you can play CSGO on a calculator, and I'll be damned if I was able to play Metal Gear Solid 4 on the PC and didn't know about it. So clearly there's something missing here. These definitions don't quite line up to what a modern standard of what a PC is in terms of gaming is, and what a console is today. You see, before PC gaming was a really big thing like it was today, consoles were much more simple. You could literally go out and buy a gaming console in the early 2000s, buy a game, and play that game within 5 minutes of being home. The simplicity of video games without the hassle was the bane of what a console actually was back then. They were mass-produced as computers that had one specific purpose: to play video games. And of course, the occasional music maker. I mean, didn't you own Mario Paint? The very first working video game console was created by a man named Ralph H. Baer. This is a name you should know and remember, as he's the father of video games. The name of the console prototype before the release was called the Brown Box. This probably was referenced by Valve's Orange Box, which was a video game bundle back in the 2007s for a console. This block of wood was a very simple design, basically being a round wood box with various switches, with the controller having a very simple turn-style knob that was used for navigation. The games on it were very few, only being things like checkers or ping pong, or simplistic games of that nature. Eventually, in 1972, it was released as the Magnavox Odyssey, and from then on, gaming consoles had one simple purpose: turning the television into an interactive gaming station. Looking over on the PC side, around the time of the 1980s, gaming on a personal computer was, well, you have to be a very, very, very dedicated PC game player. The best graphics card that was out on the market was around $1,000 and had 32 kilobytes of video memory. The video game consoles around that time were just so much more cheaper and much more powerful. Let's just say that PC Master Race wasn't a very proud group of people back then. In the early gaming, the distinction between the two types of games was very simple. PC games were used for systems that were fully optimized for computer systems that had much more functionality, whereas a console was very simply confined to just plug and play video games. However, since the advent of the Sony Entertainment System, the PS1, there's been quite a bit of divergence from the normal formula of video games. Instead of only being used to play video games, the PS1 had functionality that came from playing music from CDs, effectively making it a CD-ROM as well, which was very popular in the booming 90s. Despite the technological advancements that moved forward in consoles as time went by, I think the most interesting case to look at was the case of the PS3 in terms of being a questionable console. You see, the PS3 had a functionality that allowed users to install other OS, which could be turned into a secondary device, like a Linux or Unix. By updating your system, you can have a fully working OB2 or Yellow Dog versions of Linux, which can easily be installed by almost any PC. Hell, I even have a PC that has OB2 installed on it, since the hard drive kinda crashed on it, and well, it's much easier than buying another copy of Windows. Although this was later patched out in 2013, and subsequent consoles in the future cannot perform this function, it begs the question that technically was the PS3 a PC since it could be used for everyday functions like browsing, writing, and to a higher degree gaming? Well, in the sense of what a PC is in essence, I would honestly say yeah. Sure, it doesn't have the hardware that can be upgraded like a PC, but it can be booted into Linux. There isn't really much arguing against that either, since it falls into the range of what a PC can do. As consoles move farther ahead, being more user-friendly and having better customization, who's to say that they themselves aren't already PCs in their own respect? Watching videos or TV shows, emailing, multitasking, Skyping or using other third-party devices for communication with friends, play a library of music, surfing the web. The list is beginning to broaden with each console that's beginning to come out over the years. Well, excluding the Switch, of course. Wait, what am I talking about? Clearly that's a gaming tablet. Who's to say that one day the line will be blurred between what's a personal computer and what's a gaming console one day? Or even if one day there is no difference, there's just computers with different operating systems. Hell, the Mac is trying to branch itself off from being a PC in itself. So what should we call a console in its own respect due to how limiting it is compared to a Windows system? Well, for those of you who are wondering, I do believe there's actually one thing that we might actually say is a clear distinction between a PC and a console. This itself is a very clear distinction when it comes to gaming on both platforms. You see, what does an Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation really have in common here? Is it that they're all money-grubbing companies that are hell-bent on squeezing the life out of their fan base for a quick buck by doing whatever they can to get away with? Is it them locking down the gaming population by playing to their rules so they can conform to them being the king? Well, yeah, maybe. Probably. I'm at least 12% sure. But, however, consider this. They are under the console category, but they're also platforms for gaming. The type of game that's able to be played on them are solely determined by the games they're created for. When I go to Walmart and pick up a copy of GTA 5 for the PS4, that game will not work if I plug it into the Xbox One or the PC, because it was developed solely on the platform of the PS4. Similarly, if I go to the store and pick up a copy of Overwatch for PC, I'm pretty sure that's not going to work on the PS4 or the Xbox One. Or Mac. In fact, Mac itself has no developer support currently, and Overwatch doesn't have any plans for developing on them at all. Yet it is known that Overwatch is a game that is known for being on PC. But it's not just a game that's not released on Mac. Popular games such as Resident Evil 7, H1Z1, Mortal Kombat X, even the aforementioned GTA 5 were all released on PC, but not on Mac. Not on Linux either. The true gaming platform that is PC is Windows. Windows is a platform that houses the games that are released on PC. When a game is said to be released on PC, the true meaning of what that is, the platform is going to be released on, is Windows, and Windows only. Sure, there are games that run on both Windows and Mac, but those that do release on Mac are going to say that it's going to be released on it. Mac and PC. Mac, PC, and Linux are platforms that are on the personal computer, and Windows is basically granted the title of being the platform of PC when it comes to gaming. So, what is the difference between a PC and a console? As a gamer, it's nothing more than a platform you choose to play on. As a right of technicality, well, I would say that line gets blurred more and more every day. Either way, I really hope you enjoyed. My name is Blinkehyo, and I enjoy making thought-provoking videos. My main goal is simply to become a voice actor. But who said I can't share my opinion along the way? Anyway, I hope this was enjoyable to you. Why not subscribe? I do intend on making more videos like this in the future, and I wouldn't mind taking suggestions on what I should do next. Thanks again. Have a great day.